Well, the 15 Pro is now over 10 months old. This is my launch day model, so I got this the day it came out, and I've been using it every day pretty heavily since it came out. So I'm going to go over what I like about this phone, what I don't like, and just general condition and wear after 10 months. One of the things that I like about this phone is the titanium design. This design just looks so nice. Now, with that said, I do use a case on this phone. Right now I'm still using the D-brand grip. This phone's design is, in general, one of the best iPhone designs I've seen. So one note that I have is that there is a lot of scratching going on in my top camera lens. There was one that happened about a week or two after I got the phone. After that, there's just these little like straight through lines, and it's not visible on the camera. It's just something to note. This sapphire is not invincible. The other camera lenses seem pretty good. There is one small like nick in the titanium, but that's not really noticeable. On the titanium itself, there is a couple of little scratches and like small dents, but they're pretty much not even noticeable. As for the screen, my screen's still fine. This is my third screen protector, as the other two have broken. This one is just a Walmart brand screen protector. It works fine. I don't really have an issue with it, but besides that, I have no problems with the design of this phone. It's the perfect size. It works just fine for me. So the next thing that I'm going to note is actually my biggest issue with this phone, and that is the focus distance on the camera. I've mentioned this in pretty much every review that I have made of these newer iPhones. The focus distance is just not good. So for example, if I want to focus really close on something, I have to use the much worse macro lens camera, and it just loses a lot of quality. Just not really great. This phone's camera has been great other than that though. I have no issues with the photos it takes, especially at longer distances. It is pretty good. Portrait mode this year, it seems like it has been actually really improved. Most of the photos I take are with portrait mode now, and I really like that. I use HEIF most of the time, so I get higher quality photos. This phone's camera has been great. I also really like the dynamic island still. It's something that whenever I go and use an older iPhone like my 12 Pro Max, I do miss the dynamic island. It's one thing that I think wasn't really supposed to be a big feature, but it ended up just being something that actually helps a lot. Switching tracks when playing music, just general stuff like that. So I don't really mention battery a lot on this channel for good reason. I don't really think it matters too much. But this phone's battery in the last month has actually tanked. For the battery health, this is at 89% with 512 charge cycles. I'm getting a lot less battery than I used to. So for example, today I went on low power mode around 4 or 5 p.m. Staying on there, I had to keep on charging this up a little bit, and I didn't have time to fully charge it. And low power mode should have fixed that issue. Probably will get a battery case to solve this because it's just not really something that I want to be dealing with, but if I had to, I could always just bring a portable battery. 89% battery health. This battery has been very thoroughly used. It's not like I've been easy on this battery. Charge it 0 to 100 constantly, charge it overnight. A lot of heat has gotten to this phone, so I'd say this is more on my end than the battery itself, but that's just something to note at this point. In general, there's not really anything bad that I can say about this phone. It's a great phone. USB-C, I've used it every day since I got the phone. It's great. As for the USB-C ports, which is something that I want to kind of show. I remember some of the older iPhones would get a lot of like paint chipping around this. So now that I've went over what it's been like to use this phone every day since it came out, I want to answer the question, should you still buy this phone? And that's hard because this phone is only 10 months old, so it's still a new phone. But then the next iPhone is coming out in 2 months, or it should be coming out in 2 months. Assuming that the next iPhone, which should be the 16 series, is going to share the same price tag as the 15 series, I would say just try and wait another 2 months. If not, the 15 Pro is a nice phone. It's at a good price right now. I think that iPhones are pretty fairly priced for what they are, and it's going to last years from now. It's not really a bad phone at all, so I would recommend buying one if you need one, but if you can, waiting is always a good option around this time of the year when the iPhones are about to come out. So thanks for watching, and goodbye.